Highness Queen Elizabeth III. I'm Frida Madden. My family name of Madden is from Penzance in Cornwall, Devon. My mum's side, of course, is from Scotland. For about 20 years, I've been aware of the treason and corruption of our government departments, and I was introduced to it by a group of accountants from Melbourne who were quietly lecturing on what they called the constitutional con. Short of references and only a few websites to look at, there wasn't much else at the time for me to learn more until Janice Ferguson and I struck up a friendship. Now, Janice comes to my philosophical group of a Friday night, and she was talking on health and health issues, which of course I'm very interested in. She also mentioned the commonwealth of the people and humanity, and we went from there. Our country, Australia, of course, we know, has been losing its wealth and jobs slowly and insidiously by many, many varied means for a long time, and it's been very hard to find a remedy until now. So it's full steam ahead, as I see it, from now on with our remedy for the immediate future and the long-term future. For my beautiful homeland, I envisage a life where people walk free, the streets both day and night, free from fear, free from harassment of any kind. I see happy and healthy people living lives of abundance with plenty of work for all Australians and no fear about their futures for them or their children and children and children, the whole generations. I see no more poverty or people living on the streets, no more appalling treatment of the elderly. A lot of them don't have anywhere to live. They don't have enough money to live by. There's a very low crime rate, no more domestic violence, child abuse, child slavery or child sacrifice. And in my country, I see everybody being educated, and they have a choice then of moving on to uni at affordable rates or no rates at all. If we can give it to the foreigners for free, we can do it for our people. We need our country for us and our future generations. Our people will be quickly educated via weekly TV talks and in our school system, and they'll be educated on their constitutional rights. And it would be lovely to see people learning to work closely with their government just to bring about responsible changes for their country and, of course, everyone working together like a well-oiled machine. Certainly different from what we have at the moment, isn't it? I see our country trading our unique technologies and products around the world and other countries reciprocating with theirs without coming and taking over our country. Our investments, of course, I see being in our own country to build up a strong prosperity base. And in the near future, of course, fossil fuel won't be used, as our very, very talented inventors will be creating more ethical, safe, user-friendly, cheaper alternatives, which has much less pollution and, of course, also much less noise. Noise being the largest pollutant on the planet. This benefits our health and, of course, it benefits the planet's health. I love this sunburned country, her lush and coastal plains, and her rich ancient forests, her magnificent oceans and reefs, all of which need to be properly protected. Really protected, not just we'll protect today, let someone else mine there tomorrow. In the near future, I see us using a lot of hemp growing around our country. One, because hemp is able to bring back the productivity in the soils. It's able to provide all our necessary materials for clothing, because the cotton sprayed with toxins and artificial fertilizers to grow it, lots of water to grow it, are draining all of our systems. So therefore, of course, hemp is a much better option. Overseas, they say hemp is much stronger than steel, and so, of course, it can be used for building materials and for cars. Instead of devastating our ancient forests, we'll be able to use hemp paper. A lot safer, a lot cheaper. We have a wealth of usable land for food, etc. And so I see us finding ways of being able to harness and divert the water into these drier regions in cost-effective ways so that we can produce a lot more. We have ourselves to feed, we have other countries around the world to feed who may need help. Yes, it's a great challenge right at the moment, but these challenges ahead make a fantastic opportunity to set things right for all the humanity and the planet, and I would be honoured to be part of that. This is our opportunity. It has been handed to us by Your Majesty and by King James and by our wonderful, wonderful messenger, John Russell. For this I thank you from the bottom of my heart. Just a little remembrance here. Victor Hugo once said something like this: 1,000 armies can't stop an idea whose time has come, and this is the right timing for the world. Your dear Royal Majesty, as I said, I'm Frida Madden. I love life, and I love learning how to use life and life experience to benefit humankind. I seem to have an affinity with many races of mankind, as I've had many past lives in their areas. I was educated firstly to my senior level, and after that year I had 3 choices for uni: education, law, or my beloved marine biology. My dad couldn't afford to send me to uni, so I ended up joining the Women's Australian Royal Air Force. I refused a commission in favour of learning the ropes from the ground up. Whilst I was there, I also did a 2-year of child psychology course through the Adelaide University. Then I married, and I had to bring up 3 children on my own, as my husband died when all my children were under 5. I went home to my parents also, who needed help both buying and running the local post office in their area. To me, it was a lot of fun and a great experience, because my family have been in business all their lives, and my, shall we say, generations back also have. My family there retired, and then I took my children back to the country to educate them and bring them up. This, of course, means that I had to work in places like orchards, packing sheds, wool classing sheds, and so on. But I also studied accounting from the University of Queensland, and I did a couple of years of Toastmasters, which gave me a great deal of fun, enjoying the challenge of learning to talk to a time limit, which I don't usually do. From there, of course, my children, when they had grown up, moved on to the Gold Coast and to Sydney for work, and of course Mum followed. Over time, I organised and ran many courses. I was teaching spirituality, healing, emotional clearing, and lots of things in that area, empowerment, self-empowerment, and so on. Now I run my philosophical group and include them all in that. I'm used to getting into things and sorting them out quickly, and it's just simply because I see an end result and I want to get there. When on the Gold Coast, I also became a self-employed accounting and planning consultant, and I built a huge accounting practice simply by phoning businesses, setting appointments, going out, offering a second opinion, showing them how to do things that most of them simply had no idea. They could run a business, they couldn't do their bookwork. So I showed them that and built a huge practice. I also helped to build the practices, or the firm's practices, in Brisbane, Toowoomba and Sunshine Coast. So there was a lot of travelling, which I also enjoyed, a lot of different people, which I also enjoyed. Today, I am just looking forward to being able to use any of my skills to help my country, my people, and the world. So from there, you have a little bit of an idea of who I am, what I am. So thank you for your time, Your Royal Highness. God bless you and keep you safe, dear Elizabeth. That's my younger sister's name. I like it. So regards, Freda Madden.